Hello, and welcome to the 313 Hockey Podcast. I'm just going to come out and say it first and foremost. Jake is no longer with us for personal reasons, and the management at 313 Hockey said that we can't have a woman doing the show on her own. So with me today, I have two of these fucking guys. Well, one and a half. I don't really know. Seth refers to themselves as
It's
half.
half a minute, something like that. A third, I don't know.
All right.
40%.
Okay. I like these numbers. You know, on the podcast, we usually
33 to 50%.
Word. Okay. And Zach is also here with us.
I'm here with us.
Just two fucking guys.
Just some guys.
Actually, three fucking guys. When it comes to talking about hockey, I feel like I am a Canadian 50-year-old man. That's how I identify if I could. So welcome to the show.
That's why we're friends.
Yeah. I think I relate mostly with people who either identify as or are 50-year-old Canadian men. They like to talk to me about where they get their skate sharpened and usually are surprised when we can have thoughtful discord. So
Always keep them guessing.
We can all learn so much from each other.
The best part is that people listening have no idea what you guys look like. Just
Say.
yeah. So.
It'd be fun to like show both of us, be like, which one has gender? What do you think?
Right. Which one is which? Okay, I'm gonna once this comes out, we're gonna play a game. Guess which one is Dad. Guess which one is Dad.
Oh, I love this.
All right. Yeah, so unfortunately Jake isn't here. We wish him well and hope that his jokes are improving on his downtime.
They're not.
Yeah, but otherwise, I very skillfully and carefully selected one of my friends who is the only other person I think has the correct hockey takes, and then Zach. So we're going to talk, as we usually do, we'll talk a little bit about the past few games since last recording. And yeah, these two people are two of the funniest people I think on Red Wings Twitter that I found by chance. So hopefully they don't disappoint me by now being on the podcast. No pressure.
All the humor leaves the building.
Yeah,
and now you're going to get boring.
Yeah. Before we get official, I want to say you are like the Hakan Anderson of finding weird Twitter accounts to like signal boost.
Seth, tell everyone what your ad is so they can follow you.
Oh yeah, my at is Fagpunks. That's FAGPUNX. It's the one that all the girls you simp for retweet. That's me.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been working on that bit.
That's good. Yeah. You crushed it.
Thanks.
My ad on Twitter is Disco Sludge. I'm the least online person I know, so if you get mad at me, you can't hurt my feelings. So, sorry.
Sometimes I use these two people like little shields. If somebody does something dumb, I know that they usually have good zingers to like end somebody's life. So sometimes she's like, "Hey fellas, can you give me a answer?" But
crush a couple of beers and then go make this 42-year-old man
exactly.
Me and Zach have been in our house just like drinking beers in the backyards, workshopping tweets when we're in Twitter fights. It's really touching.
You know what? Your tweets are so good that I thought you just riff them off and they just come off like after you take a shit or something.
The ones in the morning, I'm at work just firing them off.
Yeah.
You know, if you're talking like after dinner hours, I'm probably workshopping them.
You're workshopping them? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's talk about. This is actually, I was going to say let's talk about hockey, but that is very unlike this podcast. We have to start with the Detroit sports update, which I didn't even put in the notes. So just going to raw dog it here.
Ben Johnson interview.
All right, I guess we're gonna just come out firing, guns a-blazing. The Lions, we haven't even talked about that. The fucking Lions, man. The Lions.
It's not their fault. They played incredibly.
That's right.
It's not their fault.
All of us are tearing up. The Lions had a great game against Green Bay. Going into that game last Sunday, I was just really stressed out because the fate wasn't even in our hands. The Seahawks had one fucking job to lose.
We watched that Hawks game before, and it really was like every single penalty call. We were like, "Are you can't do it." Like
I was
that.
getting upset. I am still upset.
I'm not usually a yelling at the TV person, but that game I was like just like
yeah. It was a bad time, and it kind of ruined, like, after the Seahawks game, I was like, do I really still want to watch the Lions game? Of course I fucking did, and it was a great game, and we trolled Green Bay, so like it was all right, but I am disappointed. I thought we could maybe squeak our way into the playoffs, but all of that was for fucking nothing because the Seahawks blew it yesterday. They blew it. That could have been us. If somebody's going to blow it, why can't it be us?
Yeah, we wouldn't have blown it.
You're right. We wouldn't have blown it. But I'm just saying, like,
yes.
You could at least give us the opportunity to blow it.
Right. It couldn't have gone worse.
Right. But yeah, and as Zach unfortunately just mentioned now, both Aaron Glenn and the OC, Ben Johnson, are getting shopped around for being a head coach. But I don't know if you guys saw the news, but
I didn't see the news about Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, him too. Him too.
I got mixed feelings about that. I still think that there's a little bit of work that the defense could be doing. And I'd say, like, there was a natural improvement when that DB coach got fired halfway through the season, and then, like, we won a game. And it was like, oh, interesting. But, like, there were still games between then and the end of the season where you're watching the defense, and I'm aware that there's, like, a talent disparity. But, like, you're getting out-coached.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can close some of those gaps and distances with just, like, some half-decent play calls. So the Aaron Glenn thing, I'm like, I don't know. If he stays and improves, that'd be cool. And if he goes, and the Ben Johnson stuff bums me out.
Right. And I mean, at the beginning of the season, we saw, like, from Aaron Glenn especially, so much backfire. And I think when we were, 1-5, 1-6, people were going for Aaron Glenn's head.
I was going for his head.
Oh yeah, me too. I was one of those people too. But I think one of the cool things that the Lions have done this season as it progressed was that I actually believe that they were learning from their mistakes, and the coaches were improving. And we make those fucking jokes about Dan Campbell always saying it was his fault, but now, we came out with a winning record. So I guess that's a plus. And like I said, we beat Green Bay, so.
Yeah, the Lions are winning a Super Bowl in the 2020s, this decade.
I agree, 100%.
Ben Johnson come back and win a Super Bowl, then he can go be a coach. Like, his offense was clicking so good all year with like, just
we all owe
incredible.
Goff such
absolutely.
Yeah. He is okay. So is he the man? Can he bring us to the promised land?
He played like it this year.
But
he played like the man. I think that our offense, which includes Jameson Williams, who I know only got a couple of looks, but they were some damn good looks.
I don't know.
That might be done.
Yeah.
It's the defense that needs a little bit of work, but that offense, that might be done.
We have the best O-line.
We do have the best O-line. We have Amon-Ra is like the best receiver at what he's asked to do, which is throw blocks.
Yep.
And just, run.
Catch 100 fucking passes a year.
Run short routes. Throw blocks and run short routes. He is actually the best receiver at that. And, okay, this is funny, and we could have it because we were all kind of upset about the Hawk trade, right?
Yeah.
We were like, what's that about? Well, I was watching some runs from Jamal specifically. I was watching some of the runs that Jamal was doing, and I was just watching Hawk. That man cannot set a block.
No. He can't. He also very notoriously cannot hold on to the ball. And I think now, today the Vikings are playing. I think that the Vikings, one, are going to lose to the Giants.
Because they're not a good team.
But two, I know, like, those Viking fans are also giving, like, they don't like Hawk. Vikings fans do not like him.
Yeah, he was, it was just incredible. Like, he tried to throw a chip block in one of the plays and just, like, fell.
And he's a big dude. I think he's, like, at least 6'6".
He's like a fucking tight end from Iowa. He's like a giant.
He's corn-fed.
Yeah, that's a corn-fed man.
That is a fucking beefy-ass man. All right, well.
Yeah, so having him not here, one, the team clearly likes each other more. So what's up with you, Hawk? And two,
maybe he's not big cock Hawk. Maybe he's small cock Hawk.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's overcompensating with all that hair.
Do you think it's smaller, just not proportional?
Well, I feel
much to think about.
It might just be lopsided.
It like hangs too far left, like it's
lopsided
weird.
cock Hawk.
It's like
lopcock.
But it's like a symmetrical lopside where like the shaft and head tip too far to the left, but its right nut hangs too low to the right.
Yeah.
And it looks like
a modern art sculpture.
Well, it's kind of like when like a high school play curtain is like half open, but one side's a little more open than the other one, and you're like, you can just either close it all the way or open it all the way.
So what would you do if you were him? Would you then take the left testy and make it bigger, or would you try to divert the shaft the other direction?
Think I would get implants and have 9 testicles.
Like 9 normal size balls or like smaller?
I think I would just like reach and do a bucket of marbles and just
be like, and just
put these in.
And my favorite ones, and they'd all be different sizes.
Oh, different sizes.
Yeah,
that's interesting. All right. Anyway, that's enough Lions talk. I recently went to a Pistons game. This is my first Pistons game of the season. Yeah, it was fucking dope. But the Pistons are so bad.
They got a lot to love, though. Like,
it was a blast.
Yeah, you can kind of tell what they're doing. There's some pieces missing, and everyone on the team except Bogdanovich is like 22.
Big Hog, by the way, at the Pistons game.
Big Hog Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich.
I made that. I'm sure it's not the first person to think of it, but because we lost Big Hog, I was like, well, we need another Big Hog, so Big Hog Bog. Yeah, he was on fire.
Seth has dropped this discourse recently. You need a white boy on your basketball team that can just drop threes.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
And that's Bogdanovich.
One time recently, this guy told me that I met him from a dating app. He was like, I asked him if he had any special skills. He said that he was white. He could just drop threes. Like out of 30, he would make at least 27. I said, I don't believe you. We were at a bar. It was like 10 p.m. We went to the YMCA because I did not believe him. And he hit 28 out of 33 pointers. It didn't work out, but...
Was he 5'6"?
No, he was 6'5".
Yeah. Wow. White dudes that can shoot threes are either like 6'7" or like 5 foot nothing. Like,
just based on being my friend, what do you think my preference is?
Definitely 6'5".
Thank you.
Yeah, big guys.
Yeah, big boy.
You gotta stop.
What did I do?
Just in general.
What did I do?
Sorry.
What?
Dog, you gotta get off the dating app.
I know! Dude, you're telling me. Okay, to be fair, like, sometimes I'm on there and I just use it as entertainment. Like, just imagine if you could troll dudes. Like, free range. No, that's free range. Like,
if I trolled dudes, none of you would be safe. I'm the perfect type.
You are. Well, listen, you're totally right. Dating apps suck. I haven't like actually gone out with a good like person, but I'm not really like I don't really try anymore. I mean, like I kind of try. I open them every day, but I don't expect anything to come from it. Like at least maybe some good discourse. Sometimes I talk about the podcast, and then we get some more listens. Because I haven't.
Does that count as sex work?
Wow. Does it? I'm not having sex with them.
No, but it's adjacent.
Sex work adjacent?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hooer.
For the record, only in this context is that allowed.
The rest of you are not funny. Don't try to do that bit.
Don't do that bit.
This isn't a parasocial relationship. We're all actually friends. Like, you have to be friends offline.
Right. You have to be IRL friends. They're actually here with me in the room right now, I think. Unless my mental illness has gone off the tracks. Maybe I'm just talking to myself and you guys don't exist and I'm going to listen to this later and it's just a monologue.
It's just, yeah.
Did you watch a movie like that recently?
Oh, is there a movie like that?
That's a very common horror trope.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was fucking shit. New metal horror movie from the Saw guy. Backwards lady.
Right.
Malignant.
Yeah.
Malignant's nuts.
Hey, spoiler alert for Malignant. Sorry. She's a backwards lady. She's got a head in the back of her head. It's a great movie.
It's very good. Her limbs go the other way.
Yeah, it's
sick. What if I started doing that now?
Do it.
Yeah, just you have to learn to do everything backwards.
You have to wear a trench coat on the front, though, like where you put your arms in the sleeves and it's open in the back.
Yeah.
Because that's how she does it in the movie. I don't make the rules.
All right.
She's also got a crazy
I'll circle
knife.
back.
Crazy
I'll circle
knife
back once I have source the trench
There's
coat.
literally a line in the movie where they say it's malignant, and me and Zach were just hooting and hollering. It was us and Nat just like yelling. It was like
punching each other in the face.
If you say the name of the movie in the movie, we start shouting.
Yeah, that's always good. I fucking love that. All right, I guess That's the Pistons talk. Wow.
Killian's having a great season. Everyone that said bad stuff about him is wrong. He's a great player, and he's got the dog in him.
He does have that dog. I respect any athlete, any person who has that dog in them. All right, let's talk about the Red Wings. Since our last episode, Wings have played 3 times. We were on a cute baby little winning streak, 2-game win streak. I had a little bit of hope. And then last night against Columbus, that was not a fun game. I was present. But let's start with the game against the Jets last week on the 10th. We won 7-5. I was hyped.
Yeah, fun.
It was fun. It was just a fun game to watch and be at, even though, I mean, obviously I don't like to give up 5, but we came out with a win, so
it's not fine. Pretty, but like if you're going to score 7, you're doing pretty good. I think I'm biased because I was like there with my family, and so we're having a blast. So I was like, we played great. I'm like, not really, but we scored 7 on Connor Hellebuck, and like, I find a way to win the fucking game, whatever.
And it's the Jets.
Yeah, are they good or not? We don't know.
They're mid.
What are they doing?
They're classically mid.
They're like mid plus.
The ranking, like the standings say that they're good, but then you remember that they play in the West, which is bad, and they play in the Central, which isn't good. I don't know. The Central doesn't know. Probably not.
The Jets should be good. Like you look and you're like, these are a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Also, Mark Scheifele complains a lot to the ref. That's what I noticed in person. Like,
fuck that guy.
Sort your shit out, Mark. Yeah, fuck Mark Scheifele. I like the Jets, but fuck that guy.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Yeah. Do you like Trouba?
I like Jake.
Okay. You like Trouba, Zach?
I do, but at the same time, I'm also like very, very against hits to the head.
Wow. Bold.
Do you know what I mean?
Bold and controversial.
Very controversial.
Especially from you.
Yeah. You punched me in the face so many times.
But like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I just like when the athletes that I cheer for get to have long careers, and they don't get to do that if Jacob Trouba keeps trying to feed them his elbow.
So are you not a Todd Bertuzzi fan?
No, I love Todd Bertuzzi.
What the fuck, Zach?
No, if you're a Red Wing,
then it's okay.
Different because you're not dirty, you're just tenacious.
You just have that dog.
Yeah, our team's allowed to be dirty, and it's because I'm a fan of them. I don't have a discourse reason.
Jake would love this. Jake, if you're listening.
Yeah, our team is so fucking dirty, especially for how much like nobody really fights. Like Mo's dirty, Ben Sherrod's so dirty. Dylan Larkin is very dirty. It's amazing. He's always looking to throw punches and scrums. He's so good. I love him.
He's super dirty. Bert used to be dirty.
He's mellowed out.
He's been throwing some good hits.
Since he had a kid, he cut his hair and he's calmed down.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about it, but I just thought about
Tyler Bertuzzi, divorce your wife.
He needs to bring back the tip.
He needs the dog put back in him. And his blonde bimbo wife took it away.
Oh no!
I don't know if she's blonde.
Of course
I'm
she
probably
is.
right.
She is. The Canadian version of The Onion made an article last week. It was like, in a crazy twist of events, NHL player marries a brunette. It's that rare.
If that happened in real life,
there are
the NHL would fold.
I know. I think you can have like 1 or 2 brunette partners per team, and then that's the quota.
Right.
But it never gets breached.
Okay, I have a question for you too.
What?
Who do you think is the Red Wing most likely to marry a girl from downriver?
Wow, I like this question. Marry a girl from downriver.
I have an answer. I want to hear other people's opinions.
Wow.
Current?
Yeah, current Red Wing?
We can also say in the organization if they get called up every year.
Oh.
Yeah, all time it's definitely
not marry a woman from downriver.
No, I'm pretty.
He might have.
No, Windsor.
Windsor's the downriver of Canada.
Windsor is.
I love downriver and Windsor. By the way, this is a pro Windsor fit, but yes.
Same vibes. Wow. Okay, for current day.
Yes.
I think I would say Bertuzzi.
If we didn't know better.
Right.
But now that we know better, it's hard to say. I just have a feeling, based on the way that his face is shaped and the gentle...
I know Ernie's coming.
No.
Oh, face shape, and it's not Ernie.
The gentle touch of his eyes. That Jonathan Berggren could absolutely find himself in the messiest relationship with like
he's a sub
with like a registered nurse who has like 2 kids. They're both named Braxton.
Braxton and Jackson.
Braxton and Jackson.
Yeah, Jonathan Berggren become a stepdad. Do that for your art.
I think the chick would also have a piercing, like
like a break, maybe a dermal.
What is this called?
Is the Liberator the one?
No,
the bottom.
I've dated so many e-girls.
What is it called? You need to know.
E-girls don't talk about their piercings. They mostly talk about how they're mad at you.
Oh. Am I an e-girl?
No.
No, you're just online.
Oh. Wow, that's interesting. But I like to talk about why you're mad at me too.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you mad at me?
Literally never been mad at you in my life. Yeah. Hasn't come up yet.
Let's go.
It's gonna be very normal when it happens.
We'll get through it because our friendship is strong.
I feel like most of the time in these sort of situations, like someone gets mad at me because I don't like a player that they like, but your takes are just always right. Not you. Zach. Not you.
Hold on. I've been saying this to Seth for a few weeks.
What?
That I've had enough of the Philip Zadina experiment.
You know how I feel.
And I do, and
we fixed it.
And you didn't fix anything.
I did.
Wait, what did you fix?
We've done enough anti-Zadina slander that Zach's like,
no.
It's old. It's overplayed.
I came to the realization that I was over it when the news that he might be back dropped, and I went, oh shit, he's on the team.
Right.
And then I was like,
I was like annoyed.
I was like, well, now I don't care about you.
No, I do because I'm annoyed. Bringing him back means that somebody else is going to be the roster. Yeah,
that's who's going to lose his spot.
He's down.
Yeah, but they're going to not carry 3 goalies forever. Point is, somebody had to go down because everybody's going to be back eventually.
Right.
And
that's why it's annoying. But I'm tired of talking about it.
No, and I don't want to talk about him now because he doesn't play for the Red Wings.
Right. Thank you.
And I don't care about him. We come around and find a spot.
Yeah.
For the most part.
But wait, me and you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Zadina.
You and me usually figure it out.
No, we always find common ground.
Yeah.
You're right. But sometimes, and I think we'll get into it later, sometimes I'm like, Zach.
About which players?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it. You're in trouble.
I like that I'm not supposed to like.
We'll get to it. All right. Next game. We played the Leafs. Okay, I was going into the Leafs game. I was depressed. I was already like, we always lose to these fuckers all day. Those fucking Canadians were in Detroit, walking down the streets proudly with their fucking blue jerseys. I was like, all right, 1967 is an overplayed chirp. I'm just gonna mind my business. So I didn't even chirp any people I saw on the streets. Game comes. We fucking crushed them at home. First time that we beat the Leafs in regulation since 2017. What were your thoughts on that game?
I really enjoyed it. Seth and I spent the beginning of that game saying, who the hell is Bobby McMahon? That's a fake player.
Yeah, that is.
And then the NHL realized he was fake and said, you can't score. You're not real.
Right.
They were right.
They were right.
That wasn't a goal. I'm not going to watch the replay. You can't make me. It wasn't.
It wasn't. It was fake. Also, a kicking motion. We actually got a call in our favor. And I knew at that moment, then the hope came and shot through my eyeballs when the refs actually gave us a little bit.
Yeah, we were talking about it throughout the course of the game that the Wings played really good in the neutral zone that game. Where like anytime Toronto touched the puck, they were just all over them. Limiting their shots. There was that 10-minute section of the game where we didn't get a shot, but it was like...
Wasn't it 10 minutes with no... Really?
I don't know if it was a full 10, but it was damn
There was like a chunk in the middle,
Yeah.
But the Leafs are a good team. That's going to happen.
Right, the Leafs are a good team. But after we fucking came with the win, I was ready to chirp again. I got one little win in so that I could talk shit. That's all I needed. Just needed a cute little win in 2023 so I could talk my little shit to the little Canadians. But I actually don't mind the Leafs at all. I'm not a Leafs hater.
I don't like them.
I don't like them, but I don't mind them.
I'll be happy for the city of Toronto when they win it, but none of the players on the Leafs. I don't like you.
I hate that team, but
except Wayne Simmons. Sorry.
The Wayne's
Does he
different.
Still play?
Yeah,
he played that game
in the lineup.
What the fuck? I did not. He played? How many minutes on the ice was he?
I don't know. Not a lot. Okay. Wayne Simmons minutes.
He was in the box a lot.
Yeah, this is a guy.
He was in the box? Was I asleep? I watched that entire game. My eyes were open.
I hate that team, but I don't hate them the same way that I hate like the Hawks or anything like that.
And we're talking pre the Hawks being objectively evil. We still hated them.
Oh, yeah.
Not as much. It's just not fun now.
Yeah, now talking about it just doesn't feel good.
Right.
But I really hate the Leafs, and I hate Mitch Marner so goddamn much.
Fuck Mitch Marner.
Such a loser little pouty baby. Like, just like put your passy back in, you fucking bitch.
Yeah. Also, Michael Bunting, how are you leading your team in penalty minutes? You're soft. I could beat you up. Come to my front yard.
The best
like, I'll beat the shit out of you, Michael Bunting.
The best part about playing the Leafs is the fact that Michael Bunting jokes are still funny. Like, I was a little bit worried that they would have not been as funny after last year.
They're
still good.
They're especially funny when you get a look at his bullshit hairline.
Yeah.
But they have Austin Matthews,
who also has a bad hairline.
That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Because they will overlook his bullshit hairline because he's on the same team as Austin Matthews.
We need to stop the Austin Matthews' hot discourse.
That's not a discourse that would ever take place on this podcast.
He just looks like a drug dealer who didn't test his shit for fent, not because he put it in there, but because he's lazy.
He looks like the guy that, like, back when you would buy drugs in the 2010s, you have to, like, pick up a guy and drive him somewhere else to buy drugs. That's Austin Matthews.
I don't know how many people listening are going to relate to that, but...
Well, some of us are from the actual Midwest, all right?
So some of us grew up in northern Michigan, okay?
Yeah, Zach is not Canadian. I know you might think he is based on his voice, but he's just from up north.
I'm from up north.
It's the same.
It's different up there.
It's just a lot of people taking meth in Traverse City, right?
It's mostly just DUIs.
Oh, really? I thought meth was big up there.
Heroin's big up there.
Oh, yeah, heroin.
Yeah, meth's big in Lansing.
And Sheboygan.
Really?
And Manistee.
Okay.
And Charlevoix.
Really?
And East Jordan.
All right. Every city then in northern Michigan.
Yeah.
And for me and like a lot of like people in southeast Michigan, it's like up north, it's pretty and you have the trees. And Zach's like, yeah, every fucking city is full of heroin.
It's just heroin. They're all.
I mean, it's Michigan. That's like
Michigan loves.
That's
heroin.
our thing.
This is a weird topic.
Yeah, kids don't do opiates.
All right. Anyway,
don't do it.
Watch Euphoria.
Yeah. Look what happened to that dude that looked like Mac Miller. Do you want that?
I didn't watch it.
It's really
you should. It's really good.
No, I watched like 30 minutes of it and it triggered me. I was like,
oh,
yeah.
Okay,
I was like, nah.
Not for like taste reasons.
No, well,
yeah.
I guess taste.
Yeah. Okay. For like, not because you're like, fuck this show. You're like, no.
But also, fuck that show. Is there any plot or is it just
There's
sex,
so much plot.
drugs?
That's the plot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that, but
it's a soap opera plot. I don't know.
Word.
It's a soap opera. With
That's
like
how you described it.
It's a soap opera with like a $200 million budget.
Oh,
so
it's
really pretty and super dramatic.
The actors are good too. Lots of hot actor. Okay, anyway.
They definitely found the most generically hot people to be like, this is a hot person, and you're like, I'm familiar.
Also, I respect them bringing back like people that are clearly 27. They're like, this is a high schooler, and I'm like that guy's balding.
Yeah, I agree. The Maple Leafs are trash. Anyway, next topic.
Great game though. Yeah,
that was the Good Wings came out then. We got the good version of them, and it was great.
Wow.
That's what's annoying though, and I talked about this last episode about Raymond, but I think as a whole, the Wings do this thing where you're like, oh, I don't mind if we tank. We're in a rebuild.
And
then they play really well. And I'm like, well, maybe we can make the playoffs. But I don't like just like fucking do one or the other.
I'm okay, because this will tie into the Columbus game. I'm okay with where we're at because if we get hot, we'll make the playoffs because the other teams that are around us aren't that much better or that much worse.
That's true.
So probably make it, and if we don't make it, we're going to pick around 12.
Yeah.
Based on the way the draft, and this is a good draft, not for any...
I want Bedard. Give me the Bedard.
The top 4 guys in this draft, like Bedard, I know, but like 2, 3, and 4 with Mitchkov, Fantilli, and Carlson, like hell of a consolation.
I'll take any of them.
Yeah, it's very much it's very similar to the man, we didn't get McDavid, but we did get Eichel, so like
I feel like that comparison isn't like.
I think the injury history has made that difficult.
Yeah.
But also, like, I just blame Buffalo for that. Because,
that's easy.
Yeah.
I always blame Buffalo.
They did a great job with that trade after they fucked it up really bad, at least. And then they're like, we got to fix this shit, dog.
That's also why I can't hate Buffalo, because I always sympathize.
Oh, yeah. I fucking love the Buffalo Sabres.
Okay.
Buffalo, I love you. You are our sister city.
Yeah, you give me Buffalo vibes.
Yeah, I do fine in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you would enjoy Buffalo. But like just for a second, like punch someone in on like a show and then come back to
Buffalo's
Detroit.
got a great hardcore scene.
Shout out Every Time I Die, one of the best to ever do it.
This one goes out to you, Rick.
I know you're listening, Big Dog.
They listen to 313 Hockey.
Running now, probably. I'll tweet this at Keith Buckley.
You should. And then they have to guess which one you are.
Yeah, Keith Buckley, which one am I?
Is it Keith or is it Jordan?
I don't know.
It's a white guy name, that's for sure.
I have no idea what we're talking about, but that's sometimes how it goes with us. These are my punk friends, and I'm kind of in their circle. I would be considered like a normie, but it works. We again find middle ground with the hockey.
Oh, she can hang. We've tried it. We brought the punk friends to like a preseason game, and everyone liked her. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, everyone thought you were great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, we all had a lot of fun. We talk about doing it again all the time.
Yeah.
Stop it.
We're not doing a bid.
He's so serious.
I'm just a big softie. Anyway, speaking of big softies.
Great transition. Excellent.
I got a big softie after that BJ game last night. That was shit. It was shit for 2/3 of it. And then the Wings decided they wanted to come and play in the third period. I was there too. Also, shout out to Adam. I think his name is Adam, who sold me a ticket for like super cheap. Great seats.
Thanks, Adam. Never forget you, big dog.
Never. I will never forget you.
Yep.
He's a friend of the show. Yeah, we lost 4-3. First 2 periods were fucking miserable. And then third period comes around. I'm tired of being a third period team. I say it as a joke. We're down, going to the third period, even if we're down by like
it's
4.
fun to know we could do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the potential and opportunity is there, but like why can't we just play it? I feel like last season we'd be a first period team. So we'd come and like start the game hot and then it'd get cold and we'd lose the team in the second
We'd remember
period.
we were really bad. Yeah.
Right. But now it's the opposite. And I'm not saying that we're not really bad. Well, we're not really bad.
No, we're firmly mid. Like it's like we're halfway through the season and we're right outside the wild card. That's mid.
Right.
Yeah.
But now it's like mid, and then come and play hockey in the third period. So it's like it's fucking
being a mid team is so hard because it's just like we
Talk
don't
about
want
the struggles of being mid.
We don't want. I wouldn't know, but I know. I know about being a fan of
Not
mid
you.
sports teams and fucking like. Because when we were bad, you can just be like, "Oh, we're gonna pick high. It's part of the process." And now we're looking and we're like, "Okay, so when do we get to be this good team consistently?" Because they could have just rattled off 3 straight. They should have. It was fucking Columbus. You kidding me?
We always lose to Columbus.
Yeah, but like this team is so good when it's clicking, and they've got such a good skill level. Like it's not people punching above their weight too much. It's just like a solidly constructed roster and shit. Especially like Wallman being really good, since he came back.
I've been really
like Fabry's come back really hot. Like he's we love him. He's downriver coded. He's the best amongst us. But it's like fucking just I don't know what they have to do to get it together, and it's so fucking frustrated to like never know what team you're gonna get.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very inconsistent.
Yeah, I agree. It's frustrating seeing because this team did something that makes me a little nervous coming into January. Last year, from October to December, this team was unreal.
Right.
And then in the back half, they were like, we're not winning anymore. That's out. And, these types of moments where like we have had a pretty good stretch of like the last 4 or 5 games. But then when you lose to a team like Columbus, especially the way they lose to Columbus, where it's just like letting in 4 goals right away, it kind of makes me see it and I go, all right, can you make me not nervous? Because I've seen this movie before and I didn't like it then.
Yeah. I agree with you. And it's like teams like Columbus, but it's like, I feel like teams like Columbus, teams like Buffalo, those are just like mid teams that we.
Well, Columbus just sucks.
Okay, teams that are mid or lower that we struggle to beat. And then like Toronto, we beat 4-1.
Yeah. Or like last time Buffalo stomped us, we kept Tage Thompson off the score sheet. Right. Like that should be the only reason you lose to Buffalo if you're the Wings. It's like Tage Thompson just decides to score a hat trick, so he can do that because he's a mutant.
Who doesn't score a hat trick? There's also a hat trick. Yeah, which team had a hat trick against us just recently? Was it Columbus?
Oh yeah, Laine. Yeah.
Or Lightning?
No, Patrick Laine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just like, I don't need to get fucking hat tricked on. Just have 3 different scores.
A hat trick to the guy with the worst fucking fashion sense in the league. Like, Patrick, fire your fucking stylist.
I don't know what his fashion sense is like.
God.
Is it worse than Austin Matthews?
We're trying to make it like a PK Subban thing, but PK Subban had a fashion sense.
Drip.
Well,
yes.
Laine dresses like a Wes Anderson character that took like the scary psychedelics.
Yeah.
He definitely just dresses like specifically like the animated characters.
Yeah.
Why don't I know is it like widely known how he dresses?
Yeah, it's like a thing. It's a thing.
It's like his thing.
Anytime you can think of it this way: anytime the Red Wings are doing something really good or cool or historic, they will tweet about what Patrick Laine is wearing instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how I didn't know this. I get like mad when I don't know things that I feel like everybody knows.
It's better to not know because you don't have to look at it.
I'm going to directly after this.
Yeah, well,
it's a nightmare.
All right.
If we can end it on a positive note, the good news is this team is a lot better than last year, and like everybody's coming back.
Right.
Like if they want
we're
them.
definitely better than last.
So like I think
and we've had some brutal injuries.
We got to just make peace with the fact that like we might be a bubble team for a year, hopefully just a year. But it's like this is kind of part of building out of the basement, and it sucks when you don't get to go right into like firmly in a playoff spot. But like that just usually isn't how it works.
Well, because you can't let like specifically like the Rangers, like rebuild. Air quotes, like they just signed a couple free agents and already had Igor Shesterkin.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's easy to build a team around Shesterkin.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's easy to build a team around one of the greatest modern day Russian hockey players in Artemi Panarin, and then also the other greatest Russian player.
When you said that, I thought you were going to say Shesterkin. Oh, right, Panarin.
And then most of their rebuild building blocks were already set before they had Lafreniere because he's not helping them. Neither is Kakko. They're both bad.
Yeah, their best young guy is Keandre Miller.
Who's solid.
He's really good. I'd take him in a heartbeat. But...
Who's solid?
Miller.
Keandre Miller.
Oh, Miller. Yeah.
He's great. That's a great player.
I think the Rangers are better than us right now.
Oh, absolutely.
They're better than us right now. They're going to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. Sad.
Yeah, they're going to be great, and that's a bummer. But like, you can't let what they did make you think that rebuilds are easy. There's probably another team I could use it as an example, but I'm not going to, because rebuilds do actually take a long time.
How long would you say?
I think we're doing it the right way based on the hand we were played.
Right.
Because you have to look at like the whole picture top down, you know what I mean? And like you have to think about like, where did Ken leave this team?
Right.
Where did he start the rebuild? And what were the assets that he picked up? And how did he handle the handful of drafts he was in charge of? Because if we're going to be completely honest, his 2 rebuild drafts, not great.
Did get his Bergen and Rasmussen though.
So
credit for that. A lot of credit there.
Did get his Bergen and Rasmussen, but it's like could have had Suzuki and Robertson.
I could have had Suzuki and fucking
so like
Sam Girard instead of Giovanni Smith could have been a thing. Cool.
Yeah, and you could have just picked Jacob Chychrun. You just could have.
We could have just had him.
What is up with him now?
He's been really good.
No, I know, but like, didn't he want to get traded?
He does. He's still trying to get traded.
Why has it not happened?
Because Arizona wants too much.
Well, because they're smart. Yeah, they don't got to do that. They should hold out. Because he's obviously trying.
Do you want? I mean, he's. But like, imagine how good he would be if he was playing somewhere where he actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think they should try to get him out by the end of this year while the relationship is still good enough that he's trying. Exactly. But like, hold on till the deadline. Like, make someone flinch and give you whatever amount they're asking for.
If we were to get him, what would you give up?
I don't know if the pieces we could have given up to get him have value anymore.
Like what?
I'd give up 2 firsts easily. Yeah. I'd give up 2.
You give up. Wait, that's who you would give up for Chychrun?
I would when Verona was good. When they had value, because I look at our pipeline and go, well, we don't need Jake Verona, who only ever plays 15 games a season anyway.
Yeah.
Because we don't need him.
Yeah, especially now. I mean.
Yeah, shout out to your 2 healthy scratches in the AHL, Jake. Welcome back.
Zach's mad.
No, just like be a good hockey player. I'm not asking too much. Like be a good player on the team that I root for. Is it too much to be like, hey, I want my hockey team to be good, so score?
Yes.
I'm not mad at him, but I'm assuming he's off this team until something changes. That's
of course.
Like until I see him like warming up at the LCA, like he's just gone, and it's okay. We don't have to cope. He's going through whatever the fuck is going on, and that's done. He might never get it back, and that's just life. What are you gonna do? Sometimes you get bad luck with the player you trade for.
Yeah, I mean, we could have a whole discussion, a whole episode on that. But I think an interesting one now. You brought up Ken Holland. Let's do Ken Holland's going for it deals. Best of all time.
Yeah. The best of all time.
Do you want me to start with? I got mine.
Yeah.
Okay, we've talked about this a lot. Or at least my favorite, I think one of Zach's favorites. I'm sure he's got a different top one. I loved the Eric Cole trade. I think that 2014-15 team when Peter Mrazek was really hot, and they
God, I love
Zetterberg was still there, and they had Tatar and Nyquist at their peak. That was a really fun team. And I think that if Eric Cole if we didn't have bad luck with the spinal injury for him, we're beating Tampa that year. Me and Zach have talked about this. Alcohol was a factor in it, but I think we're right.
What?
Is that year we were
so drunk.
We were really drunk. But there was a very long period that year in trade deadline. I remember being in lecture texting my friend. I was in college, and they almost traded for Dion Phaneuf. And I think that long term with that contract, it would have been worse. But knowing that Eric Cole, with hindsight, was going to have a career-ending spinal injury, I think if the 2015 Red Wings had Dion Phaneuf, they would have won the Cup. I think we would absolutely have beaten Tampa, and Peter Mrazek was super hot all the way. We would have got Dion a ring, and it would have been beautiful.
That would have been beautiful.
That's my hottest Red Wings team.
Yeah, and then
that's your hottest Red Wings team?
2014-15 Red Wings would have won the Stanley Cup if we traded for Dion.
That's not that hot.
Nobody likes Dion Phaneuf because they're fucking nerds.
People like Phaneuf.
But at the time, and they're like, he's slow. He's got bad numbers. I don't care. He could shoot the puck so hard, and he killed everybody he looked at. He looked like a caveman.
He looks kind of gumpy.
Yeah, it's so hard to look like a caveman with no facial hair, but he did it.
You're right.
He was so cool. It would have been the funnest playoff run ever.
Yeah, it would have been good.
Besides the ones where
having to see him with facial hair.
Yeah, but besides ones where we won the Stanley Cup. Except that would have been one, and it would have been.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Is Alfredson, does that count in this discussion?
He was a free agent signing.
Still going for it.
Yeah, but it counts, and I loved Alfred.
Danny Alfred was a great signing.
No,
was he a great signing? I love him as a player, but
he played well.
He led us in scoring that year, I think.
What?
Right?
Yeah.
Let me look at the year he was here.
He was definitely top 2. And also, to be clear, that man's a Red Wing.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's a Sen.
I'm not familiar with that team.
I don't follow the AHL that closely.
Danny Alfredson.
He was tied with Nicholas Kronwall with 49 points in 68 games. So he scored at a higher rate than Nick Kronwall. Played 79. So there you have it.
I am surprised. In my memory, I thought he was
That's really good. Yeah, he had 49 points in about 70 games. That was
Mine was not a good pick then. I need a new going.
What do you got?
No,
Is it
I don't
Mike
know.
Modano? Who I don't even know if he was good when he was here.
He was gonna be a solid veteran piece, and then he had the wrist injury. I don't think he was gonna be.
He's from here too, right? Isn't he from?
Yeah, from Michigan for sure.
It's weird. Nobody mentioned that when we signed him, so I can see.
That is weird. That's prominent in my. Prominent in my mind.
It was a huge homecoming deal. It was so fun. I was really excited.
All right, Zach, who's your going for it?
Marek Zidlicki, because I like to say his name.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's fun. No, he was
great on the power play.
He was
that
good
year.
though. He had 11 points in 21 games after we picked him up. That's a good player. We also only.
Oh, I thought this was an ironic thing.
It's not even ironic.
I know.
He was a good player,
and
we only gave up a third for him. That's a real answer because Ken Holland.
Yeah.
He did a good. That deadline, he went off.
Like Ken Holland loves to pay too much for anything, good or bad. Even if it's a good asset, he's like, do you want more stuff? It feels unfair.
For some reason that year, he just got his shit together.
Yeah.
Like a second in Janmark, and there was some Swedish defenseman who never played in the NHL. That was for Eric Cole, which is really solid for who he was, and a third for Zidlicki.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And then ironic answer, David Legwand.
Oh my God.
Ironic answer, Mike Commodore.
Hey,
yeah. I wanted him to be good so bad. All he did was lose fights and just get blown by. I was so stoked on that deal.
Yeah, that guy was great. Also, do you remember Jordan Tutu?
Yes, but we love him.
Yeah, that's unironic.
Unironic.
He's an amazing story. He's an inspiration in a cold world. I love him.
Yeah. No, he does a lot of stuff with like First Nations people too, and he's really proud of like his heritage. And he's done a lot of Marty.
No, we're best friends.
It's okay.
Marty is pawing Zach in the middle of this very important Jordan Tutu discussion.
We are vibing.
It is a big
We love Marty.
Folks, we love Marty.
Folks.
Everybody loves Marty. Look at his face. Everybody listening, go look at a picture of Marty's face. It's cute.
All your friends are here, Marty.
Marty, speaking of all your friends, one of Zach's greatest friends is now a goalie on our AHL affiliate, the Griffins.
Your best friend?
Your best friend.
One of the statistically worst goalies in NHL.
No. This is where we fight.
I cannot stand Alex Nedeljkovic.
I know. Hence why I brought it up. Okay, here's all just to set the field. As a person, I love Alex Nedeljkovic. He's a great sweetie pie.
Very nice man.
Very nice
Loves
man.
his mom.
Loves his
Green
mom.
flag.
Has a pregnant wife. And I think he's a cool dude. That being said, as a starting goalie or even a backup on the Red Wings,
or
not
an NHL player.
Well,
because he can't stop a puck.
Okay, that's harsh. That's too harsh.
It's not harsh for a man who has an 885.
It's an 880.
That's worse.
Not even 5. I'm reporting the numbers. He's right.
I know.
Now listen, I'm not going to do the same clarification in the way that you did because I shouldn't have to, but I'm going to do it so that people don't tweet at me.
Okay.
But listen, I'm a sports fan. They're all people. I also am not talking about that. I'm sure that Alex is a wonderful son and husband and soon-to-be father.
And probably a good friend.
I don't need to talk about that when referencing that this man sees a puck and skates into the boards and says, here you go, score whenever you want. It's wide open.
No, he's not that bad.
It was really, the last few games were really bad.
I know, the last few games I think are not also indicative of what he can do, though.
I do think...
I've seen him play great.
Yeah, well, yeah, at his best, obviously.
I do think that all the games he played between January and April last year, and then all the games he played this year.
Except that Rangers game for some reason, where he was just really good for no reason.
I will not give a man credit for one good game when
he's
played 60 bad games.
They're not 60 bad. That's too much. I would say
Seth, pull the numbers.
Pull the numbers, Seth. Seth, pull the numbers.
Oh, for his game-by-game breakdown?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think 60 of them were bad. I'd say half of them were bad.
I think when your job is to make a save, you need to make a save.
Yeah.
And he doesn't.
I kind of feel as strong-willed as you do, but about NFL kickers. Because that is...
You're right.
That is your job.
Every NFL team said, what if we had one twink?
They have two. The punter's a twunk.
The punter is a twunk because they actually have to do something.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I feel about if you don't fucking make the kick, that's your job and you suck at it.
I agree.
I guess I have more sympathy for the NHL goalie.
Is it because you played goalie?
But I also was a kicker.
Did you have an 885?
No.
It was his last 3 starts, and he had the Toronto relief appearance in the middle. We're good. It was all
Go to last season.
Game logs.
Go to game logs.
Game logs for last year.
Click the hyperlink.
I'm blowing it. Okay, end of the year. They were pretty good, actually.
Yeah, thank you.
No, he was. Yeah, these are a lot of nine and above.
It's a lot of losses too.
It was a bad team. He was good last year. We all.
Let's see here.
Our goalies have to stand on our head.
We got an 854.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then you looked up like 10 more before he was under a 900 again.
Nah, I'm not giving him credit.
He was good last year.
Look at the numbers.
Wait, look, this is November.
Oh yeah. How's time work?
Now let's look at some. Ooh, that's a lot.
Oh yeah, no. Ooh, that was bad. It's not as bad as Zach says.
No, it really is.
It's not. Look at there, his perfect game.
1.
Yeah.
1.
I'm not saying he's a good goalie.
Let's
I'm just
see,
saying
1,
you
2,
are being
3,
too
4,
harsh.
5, 6. A 682.
We all have bad days.
That's not a bad day. That's not a bad day. He forgot to put his pads on.
Everybody
Man showed up in Cookie Monster pajama pants
with Takis.
With Takis and menthol 100s, and he was just like, "Hey guys, I'm here to play goalie," and he's just holding the bag open, trying to catch the puck.
Is Alex Dalkovich the most likely to date a downriver queen? Think on it. Everybody think about it. Worth considering.
She met his wife in
That's
Ohio.
That's the downriver of the Midwest.
That's the downriver of the United States.
And it is underrated if you're a punk rock. If you're not into punk rock, don't go to Ohio.
Okay,
if you are and you're skipping Ohio, they're doing incredible things because they're so mad. So what about Ohio's favorite son, Alex Nedeljkovic? What do we think about 6 games on the Griffins, shutout last night, 920?
I think that means he's really good at not playing in the NHL.
Okay.
Because he's terrible in the NHL.
Which it could be. He could be just below NHL level.
That's fine.
He's our version of Garrett Sparks.
Okay, so what so we all know, like, obviously, if he comes get up and is playing good, like, yeah, play him. What do we do this offseason if he comes back? Maybe Hellberg gets injured or something.
Okay, if somebody gets injured. If nobody gets injured.
Are we talking to the end of the year, or are we talking off season?
Let's just to the end of the year, you just whatever 2 healthy goalies you have that are playing the best.
You leave Ned in Grand Rapids until he develops a strange fungus. And then you go, oh no, we can't keep you on the team because you're a health hazard. Get out of Michigan.
Shut up.
And then in the off season, you load him into a circus cannon.
All right, that's enough.
So you think even if it turns around and he has like a good run near the end of the year,
he will not turn it around and he will not have a good run.
Okay.
Okay, let's say he does.
If he did, for the sake of the argument.
For the sake of the argument.
For the sake of the argument.
No. All right. So let's say.
Yes.
Hypothetically, that he comes back and he's like, I'm playing at a 909.
Yes.
He's a good backup.
And that's a good backup.
Yeah.
Any backup that can play above a 904 is a good backup.
Okay.
Thank you for your service.
You
have been dishonorably discharged.
Damn.
Get out of Michigan.
No Purple Heart.
I think that's kind. You should get a Purple Heart.
He doesn't get a Purple Heart.
No, he gets it for last year, not this year.
He doesn't get it for last year.
Last year was
being
brutal.
better than Thomas Greiss doesn't make you a good goalie. That makes you a human being with a pulse.
Thomas Greiss, you suck.
Fuck Thomas Greiss.
Mans can't even back up in St. Louis.
It's too much bigotry. There's only enough room for one big.
Yeah, he was like, wait, you're all hateful here? It was supposed to be me! I'm going back to Germany! Missouri sucks. Don't go there.
Even if you like punk?
I've never... Yeah,
punk rock?
No.
I mean,
the St. Louis Arch is cool.
It's
Drive
cool.
by it. Look at the Arch. Get out of Missouri. I've never been other
Good
than
barbecue.
that. Oh, yeah. Maybe get some barbecue.
I mean, KC barbecue's good. Kansas City, but like...
Also, can we talk... What the fuck's up with that?
What?
Kansas City's in Missouri? Fuck you.
I know. What the fuck is wrong with this place?
Backwards fucking
Also,
place.
why is it Arkansas and then Kansas when Kansas is in Arkansas?
Anything south of the Mason-Dixon line, I do not believe exists. I am not familiar with your game.
There's one Carolina. It's one with Raleigh in it.
There's one, yeah.
Just Carolina.
I've been to that one.
It's just like there's one Korea.
There is just one Korea.
There's one valid Korea.
Yeah.
Let that one marinate.
Like Korean barbecue?
Have you had it?
I have.
No.
Yeah, Supreme Leader Kim, give the order.
We are ready to engage in asymmetrical warfare. Give the order.
What is asymmetrical warfare? What is asymmetrical warfare? Is that like
It's like the Viet Cong.
Oh, I thought you were thinking like asymmetrical.
Yeah,
like
we just got
TJ.
Not like lop hot cock.
Lop cock. Wait, lop cock cock.
Lop cock.
That is also asymmetrical warfare.
Anyway, you're on a watch list now. So.
Yeah, I go warfare on me. That's all I'm saying.
No, speaking of asymmetrical warfare, just as a hype up before you guys got here, I was watching like top 10 worst war crimes of all time.
It's a hype up.
It's like Reagan, Nixon, Reagan, Clinton.
No, first of all, it was international.
It's probably only 2 Reagans.
Second of all, U.S. only came in like 7th place.
Well, that's what?
I know, but there are a lot of other good contenders for war crimes all time. Are you kidding? Get the stats, Seth.
Get the stats.
War crimes of all
pulling
time.
up an expected goals for chart for like Hitler and Pol Pot. Like one of the J-Fresh crap.
It's just fucking yeah. It's a war chart.
It is a war.
Oh my, a war crimes chart.
Wow, that's good.
War crimes against a replacement.
Big things coming soon.
Okay, out of any guy on the Red Wings all time and current,
who would commit the worst war crimes?
Well, the not fun answer is Thomas Grice.
That's not fun. You can do better.
Yeah, well, I just want to get that out there. I can think of a fun one though.
Is it Freddie Olesen?
No, he has kind eyes.
Is it UA Krupp who just?
That's just racist against Germans. That's racist against Germans.
What about Mo?
He would never.
Why is he different than Uwe Krupp and Grice?
I'm
Well,
never going to pronounce it like that.
That's okay.
Okay, Grice is tied to far right groups in Germany, right? Is that a thing?
Yeah. What about our prospect, who's a racist?
Oh, Cross-Hannes? Yeah. I don't know. He's QAnon. That's like fucking insane meth head racism.
Okay, so you don't think he's capable of a war crime, is what you're saying?
I don't think. No, those guys tried to do a coup and they sucked at it. They don't have it in them to do war crimes.
Such a bad job.
They did a bad job.
Yeah, the American right wing is mostly fat and lazy. You can't beat me up.
They got, those losers got all the way to the Capitol, and instead of setting the building on fire, which is like the easy answer, they just stole a bunch of AOC's shoes.
The British did that.
I have an actual answer. People will not want to hear this.
I want to hear it, though.
Sergei Fedorov is the most Eastern European dictator coded, very image obsessed. Wow. We're talking young, immature Sergei Fedorov given control of a country, let's say Lithuania, something like that.
Do not get Fedorov Lithuania.
Small Eastern European nation, cult of personality, around like a blonde, beautiful man that thinks very highly of himself and wants to be better than Steve Eisman. You're not. You never were. You never had him. But it's like fucking, he's the one that would do the most war crimes if he was a dictator instead of a hockey player. He's the one most likely to do the war crimes.
I hear you. I love Fedorov, but I agree with you. You're not wrong. I'm going to go back to Bertuzzi. That man, I feel like.
Tyler or Todd?
Todd, sorry. Not Tyler.
Tyler's
a baby.
Yeah.
No, Todd Bertuzzi, I feel like, would torture prisoners of war.
Yeah.
Right?
You might be right.
Yeah. All right.
He had that fucked up beard, too.
Mine's going to more of a Western world version of a dictator.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In where it'd be like sort of like pseudo behind the scenes partnership with like a general type of thing, and it's Chris Chelios.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
That's good.
Chelly wears the suit.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's just orange.
Do y'all have y'all seen the interview from I forget, I don't think it was a 95 lockout. One of the times there was a labor dispute.
Yeah.
And he's talking about Gary Bettman. He goes, if I was him, I'd be worried that someone might come after his family or something.
Oh,
And we're all just like, what's up, man?
That was in the 90s, I think.
Yeah, one of the Gary Bettman labors. Fuck you, Gary Bettman. But
amen.
Anyway, Chris Chelios is
not a friend of the pod.
Enemy of the pod.
Chris Chelios might have a body. That man might have killed a guy.
Yeah.
If we're talking most likely to
especially when he was in Montreal and drunk all the time.
Have you guys seen Succession?
No, why would I watch that?
All right. Well, because it's required literature for this listening to the podcast. Anyway.
What?
Oh my God. Jake and I always say that there are certain shows and movies that you need to watch to fully understand this podcast. Succession is on that list.
Oh, interesting.
It's very good.
I feel like I understand this podcast just fine without watching mid-TV.
No, you don't. And it's not mid. That's why it's not mid-TV. It's elite. It's elite TV.
I don't got the patience for that.
Television is a mid art form. Everyone marinate on that.
What's with marinating?
I don't know. I like saying it.
It's
really fun. Yeah, you gotta let it sit, let the flavor soak in. Realize I'm right. You won't want to hear it, but it's correct. Watch a movie. Grow up.
All right, the opposite of a war crime. I'm gonna give the people what they want. And close this episode out. So thanks again to my pals Seth and Zach for coming on. Jake, we wish you the best in your next life. See you next episode, I hope. And
everyone be fucking nice to Jake.
Everyone be nice to Jake, period.
That's not asking a lot. Be nice to Jake.
He's smarter and funnier than you. Not us, but you. Jake, you're like really close. There's no shame in that.
There's no shame.
You're the Slava Kozlov of this group.
Oh, I hope he listens. I guess he has to listen, right? He has to listen to this podcast.
Yeah, I mean that was respect. That was my favorite player growing up, you know.
That was your favorite player growing
up? Yeah, 5th best Russian 5. It's fun.
Oh shit.
Well, come on. Really? Yeah, like I mean look at the
You're right. What about, real quick before we wrap, what about the Russian 5 as an entity to commit a war crime?
Oh, absolutely.
That would be good.
They would be like one of those private mercenary death squads.
They'd be evil on par with like the Navy SEALs, like that kind of sick shit.
Yeah. And you know guess who's the ringleader? No.
Ooh.
Constantino.
Ooh, yeah.
Nobody suspects him.
He's the most cold and calculated.
I suspect him.
Anyway,
he was my favorite player.
we all have seen the highlights. Dirtiest man of all time. We love you.
We love him.
You're not a dirty player if you play in Detroit. You're just better at hockey.
It's okay to like dirty players on your team. That's what I'll leave everybody.
It's also you're allowed to bully people that believe in the fancy stats.
Also, if
They're
you
not
get
real.
paralyzed and are in a wheelchair, you can be as dirty as you want.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
It's true.
All right, everyone. We love you. See you next week.
Bye, gang.
Have a good one.